Hey guys, JC here, Sunseeker Caravans. Today's tech talk, we're going to run you through the Dometic awning. We use Dometic because their nationwide service network is second to none and they're very easy to use. Now with the rollout awnings, they're actually one of the most simplest things to use in the van, but there's an exact order that you've got to apply. If you don't do the right order, it's not going to work. And like anything, if you find something's hard or not working, stop, have a rest, go back and have a look at it with a fresh set of eyes. Now, I'll bring your attention, the first step, I'm going to be doing this myself today. So the first thing we do is behind here, you've got what we call a brace knob. Now with your brace knob, you loosen it off only 2 turns. Don't undo it completely, otherwise there's a floating nut inside, it'll drop out and you'll spend most of the day trying to get it back together. So we loosen that one off, there's an inner and outer arm, we pull them together and lift your travel lock up. We repeat that process on both sides. And travel lock. Now, a lot of you taller people have probably seen this little thing here in your caravan and wondered what it's for. Now, it's for short asses like me that can't reach the ratchet dog. Now, at the back of the van, that side, you've got what's called your ratchet dog. That controls whether the awning's coming out or going up. Now, with this one here, we pull the little ratchet dog into the roll down position. Then as you go along, you look for your awning pull strap, put the little hook through there. Now stand back and pull it out, that easy. There's not a lot of weight there, it does come out very easy. Pull it to the end. Now if we slide up to the end here, you'll see you've got your inner arm. Now if you have a look down in here, you'll see there's a little grey travel lock. So we push the slider assembly until it slides over the travel lock there. If you then pull this down to put a bit of tension on the awning sleeve and nip that up. Now a lot of you have probably got a set of D flappers. This is probably when I'd put that on as well. Just makes it a bit easier while it's down at eye level. We'll repeat this process up the other end. Now this part here is what we call, that's your awning pull handle. So that's what you're going to slide this up to get the correct height. But essentially that keeps this in here, locks it and unlocks it. So you can't slide it without it being pulled up. Now it is only cast, so I don't recommend lifting up on that all the time. I hold that in the unlock position and use this hand here to slide it up. When I'm doing it by myself, I'll stop halfway one side, I'll go the full way the other and then finish it off. And that stops you twisting the awning barrel too much. Now when you're lifting up to your desired height, there is actually a label in here as well, showing you what not to take the lock above. And that's your correct height awning. Now if we're only staying for a day or two, this is how we're probably going to leave it. If you're staying for a longer period, you can actually detach and peg that out into the ground. Now a couple of key points, as an awning, they are purely a shade device. So strong winds, heavy rain, make sure you roll them up. If you get a little bit of light drizzle, I'd go to the end furthest away from the door and just drop it down a couple of notches just to encourage that little bit of runoff and to prevent the water pooling. Now when we're packing it up, it is simply exactly the reverse of setting it up. So I'll come down halfway, all the way, the other half here. Now we loosen off the brace knob and you'll see the tension come off the sleeve, and then that little grey section there, get your thumb in behind that and down towards the ground to unlock the slider assembly and slide it until it stops at the end. Repeat the process up this end. Now, I'll get you to pay close attention here. Now, everyone's got their own way of pulling an awning out and that. As long as you follow the steps, that's fine. But there are 2 key pieces that I see even an experienced caravaner could probably improve on. First of all, I'll get the awning pull strap out and make sure there's no twists in it. That will stop any bulging on the vinyl sleeve. I then get my finger through it because it is highly sprung. So if it gets away from you, it will gather speed and it can cause a bit of damage. Now, the other key part, and I'll get you to pay close attention to this, with your ratchet dog here, people just push it into the roll-up position. Now that'll work, but basically you're doing it under tension. So over time, you'll end up doing damage to the gearing inside. So I generally take the weight off the ratchet and flip it into the roll-up position. And that's going to give you a much longer lasting awning. The other thing I see people doing is they let it up from here. Now long term, you're keeping all the strain on one side of the awning. So I generally slide it across to just past centre. Now just past centre, why do you say? You've probably seen in a lot of older awnings, they end up with a big line up the awning sleeve. And what that's from letting it roll up on top of each other. So it bunches up and actually stretches the vinyl. By coming just past centre, as I go up, I come across to the right. And that spreads it over a bigger span, and it prevents that mark in your awning on a long-term basis. Now, as you can see by that last little bit, that's where the awning extender comes in handy. Once you've got it rolled out, the job's not done. You do have to pull them back together, travel lock, and nip your brace knob up. Now, with your brace knob, just tighten it up, don't over tighten it. It is a steel bolt and alloy nut, so if you over tighten it, you can strip it. So just before you head off, guys, make sure your brace knob's nipped up, your travel lock's down, and most importantly, make sure nobody tampers with your ratchet dog. Because if someone comes along and flips it into the roll down position, the wind can get under it and it'll balloon it out like a sail in a yacht. That's today's Tech Talk, guys. Happy travelling.